Hi, team. I'm Fitz, one of your race announcers and host of the TBK Bank Quad Cities Marathon Show. And we had one heck of a weekend in Moline, Illinois, and the Quad Cities area. It was my first time there, hopefully not my last time there, but it was the 25th anniversary, and it was everything it should have been as a 25th anniversary. And I'm a girl who gets around in the race industry. You know what I'm saying? I go from race to race. And this one knocked my socks off. In fact, they also knocked my socks on because every athlete got to go home with a shirt and a beanie and gloves and socks. And they made sure no one was naked at the race because they made sure we had all sorts of great clothes. And no, I did not plan the knock my socks off thing, but when you got your socks on, you might as well show them off. So anyways, it was a blast. And thank you for tuning in. Please use the comment section wherever you are to share your comments, share your favorite memories from race weekend. If you have questions for our race directors, go ahead and ask. If you have questions for me, good luck. I'll do my best, but we'll see. So just participate. And I am going to introduce the people who have worked tirelessly for over 365 days. That's over because they start planning for next year way before the year prior ends and blah, blah, blah. They're amazing. We've got Witty and Joe. Hi, team.
Hey.
Hello. Hey.
You know what's so funny?
Thanks for having us, Fitz.
Hey, I'm so happy to be here with you guys. And I love you got that race director thing going. I'm exploding with energy about your races. And you guys are like, hey.
we have jet lag from the race.
I believe it. You told me before we came on that you recovered, but you do look like you've been whacked a little bit.
Yeah, I had a massage today from race directing.
That's
I did.
Nice.
I went to my normal job.
It was awesome. I mean, you know, marathoners should get a massage every so often. Race directors should get it the day after the marathon. Yeah, I did.
Good for you. Good for you. Do you like a deep massage or the mamby-pamby massage?
No, it's got to hurt. The deeper, the better. Yep.
Yeah, I'm on that track too. So it was 25 years, and Joe, this is your baby. You've been there for 25 years. What has been the main difference for you between year 1 and 25? I mean, tell us the highlights, the changes.
I would say, you know what? It just seems like the course is always evolving for some reason. And you're going to have that when you have a marathon that traverses 4 municipalities and a military installation and 2 states. Something's bound to happen in that city or this city. So I wish we could say the course has been the same all 25 years. I think we might have gone 2 or 3 years where it didn't change. But that's one thing. And this, I say that because this year, I've never heard it more than this year, where people they just loved the course this year, both the half marathon course and the marathon course. It was, they're wonderful courses, going over the bridges, staying on the riverfronts on both states, over the island. It was a wonderful course. And I think in the first few years, we went into the neighborhoods a little bit more and less on the riverfront. Now it's all about the riverfront. That's one thing, yeah.
So it was unanimous because one of our champions, I think the women's winner of the half marathon, I think she was commenting on how much she enjoyed the course. And then of course, the people who took, twice as long, triple the time out there, they loved the course too. So it was a winner for everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really, all my friends who ran it said that it was like amazing course, like as they were finishing. I had a lot of friends do the half in the fall, and they definitely enjoyed it. I mean, the weather, I feel like the weather is like 90% of it. So it was like a perfect day. If it would have been 90, I don't know if they still would have loved the course as much, but there was good shade. on the island towards the end of the race, which I think was definitely helpful.
Absolutely. Okay, so we're gonna rewind a little bit and just touch briefly. You started off with a party Wednesday night. That was a lot of fun. Yes.
Thursday night.
Okay.
Oh no, yeah, Wednesday. Gosh, we did a party like every night.
Yeah. The kickoff party.
Yeah,
Wednesday
kickoff
night.
party.
Yeah, you were there.
I was there.
And
Yeah, Wednesday was great. Yeah, a kickoff party with for our volunteers, committee, local runners, sponsors. It was a great night. Food truck, drinks,
A band. Yeah. We like to party in the Quad Cities. Everything we do somehow has to have a party affiliation. But that's good. You know, it's not like you're forced to partake with whatever's going on. It's just very, very enticing. We like to say we're very inclusive with everything that we do. So it's good. We're proud of that.
yeah, and you should be. It was very inclusive. I think everyone felt right at home. In fact, we had a woman and her son there. I wish I could remember her name. She was so darn nice. They're traveling the country by car. They just, her and her boy and their cat. She had a cat in a little cat bag. But this is what they do. They live this life of adventure and roam around. And they saw that there's a kids races, and they popped in and they virtually commented that they felt like they belonged there, like they were from that neck of the woods, and they did belong there. So you certainly create a great environment. And then Thursday night, Witty, my flights blew up in my face, and I ended up roaming through the cornfield with a stranger to get to you. But I missed your wind down. How was it?
It was so good. It was amazing. I think we're probably close to raising like $5,000 for our Shoes for Kids program and the PV Education Foundation in memory of Ian Kaffenberger. So I'm waiting like on 2 more expenses just to finalize things. So it was so much fun to have women that want to, get dressed up, but like we're all runners and we want to be comfortable. So we were all wearing running shoes or sneakers, and it was a really, really fun night. Sorry you couldn't come.
That's all right. I heard about it.
Well, what's so funny is, of course, I couldn't, like, I've got all my running/race clothes. Those are easy to throw in the bag. Boy, did I agonize over which dress I was going to wear to match with my running shoes. I didn't even get to wear it. So, wow. Cry me a river, right?
I know. I can't believe it's so funny. Yeah. She was supposed to fly into Moline at 4 p.m. and she flew into like Cedar Rapids at like, I don't know, 9:15. And then I met you and you randomly drove with some random stranger to DeWitt, and I met her in DeWitt at 11:15 at night.
Yeah, but random stranger I met at the airport. He's a trauma surgeon and the dean of medicine at Auburn University. So I thought,
She's not going to murder me.
No.
Only in Iowa.
This is what I thought. I thought, well, he chops people up for a living. It would certainly be no fun to do it against my will in the cornfield. So I went for it. Thankfully, it worked out. But anyways, that's for another day. I don't recommend it. If my daughter did something like that, I would string her up. So don't follow my lead, friends, at all. Now, we're going to jump to Saturday because y'all did a bunch of work on Friday to prepare, but we're not going to talk about that. We're going to go straight to Saturday, and I have a little highlight reel to share. So we're going to look at Saturday first, and then we're going to talk about it. And Saturday started off with started off with yoga, and you'll notice in the video you will see some tushies. And then there was a shakeout run, and then a 1 miler, and then the kids races and then the expo. So that was Saturday, correct?
Yeah.
All right, let's have a look. And for our athletes watching, don't be surprised if you see your face. Here we go.
Did you make that?
My intern made it. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yes, it's part of the Fitz specialty service, Joe. We got to make sure it's uptown for these broadcasts, right?
Yes. Good job.
Thank you. But all the photos came from JR. They're from your website. And of note, for all of our athletes, don't forget your photos are free. So just go to the qcmarathon.org website and you'll see a button that says photos. They're not all uploaded yet, but there are a lot that are already uploaded. And gather your photos and then share them, tag us so we can like them and share them. Your QC Marathon, you can tag me at Fitzness. I like to like and share, and it creates a bit of a family photo album when everyone uses our race tag. Okay, so Saturday morning yoga. That was very well attended.
It was. It's grown every year, which is great. So yeah, my friend Emily's done it, I think the past 2 years for sure. But yeah, it was a great turnout. I didn't know for sure because it was a little brisk. It's probably freezing for you. But yeah, it was great. Little 30-minute stretch. She's a runner, so I feel like she knows like what we need to work on. But yeah, it was so much fun.
Yeah, and what I loved is the location was great, right in front of the arena. I think that's something more races should do. Just keep everything consolidated, and you really did, like, everything started and ended in the same place, which makes a lot of sense. But there were so many of our runners out there doing yoga just on the concrete. They didn't need a blanket. They didn't need a mat. They were just committed. They're going to get down on the ground and do it on the concrete, which was pretty gritty. I was very impressed with that.
Yeah, we're very go with the flow here in the Midwest.
I could tell. I was very impressed. Oh, here they go. You look sleepy. I agree, Sarah Cox.
That's my sister.
Yeah, she's right though. It's okay. You can sleep after the show. We're gonna let you go to bed as soon as it's over. And then the shakeout run. Fleet Feet shakeout run was fantastic. And I think Phil Young, he must be one heck of a force in that area because Fleet Feet was everywhere. The shakeout run was sizing. I mean, clearly that's attributed to your race weekend as well. But he knows how to put a group of runners together. And I think they follow him because he's so personable. What a great personality on that guy.
Yeah, him and his wife, they're so welcoming to everyone. They want everyone to have a good time, whether you're running a 6-minute mile or a 12-minute mile. They literally like welcome everyone and they're excited. They like love our event and they were involved like with our training group. We had a large training group that's been going on since June. I'm part of it. I'm a mentor for it. And so we had like 75, 80 people running since June. So yeah, it was great. I feel like they really appreciate, I guess, our event and respect it. And they know that it's a good thing to be involved with.
Something else regarding Fleet Feet is I really appreciate it when a sponsor, we don't want just their money or their product or their service. We want their enthusiasm. Mm-hmm. And you get 110% from Phil with enthusiasm and the willingness to step up and get involved in many fronts with the marathon. That just makes the overall experience much better. But nothing against the sponsors that don't have that desire. We need sponsors. We appreciate them as well. But it's pretty cool when one like this steps up and that line of work, well, it's only natural that they do step up and get involved like Phil does.
Well, and you're right about that. But, I'm the race mutt, right? Like, so I go from weekend to weekend to all these different races. I don't know if I've seen a running store show up with that type of presence. You easily had the largest presence and Fleet Feet's all over the country and they're wonderful sponsors for many of our events, but that was definitely the most significant impact I've seen as far as personnel, runners, teammates, pacers. You're really gifted with that. It's pretty special.
That says a lot because all the big cities throughout the United States have Fleet Feet franchises. Here we are in the Midwest, in the small community of the Quad Cities, and you just experienced something that you don't see in those big cities. So we're proud of that.
Yeah, you should be. You should be. It's unique to you guys. It was one of those things where I was like, wow, there's a lot of them here. And of course, there were some out-of-towners joining in too, but just the local presence was significant. And as far as your sponsors go, TBK Bank, I love that the president, John the Donker, the guy with the most fun name on planet Earth, he's run many times the marathon. His brother ran the marathon. That's a pretty big deal when your title sponsor throws down and does a marathon because they're financially invested.
Yeah. I what is it? 21 marathons he's done with us. And I can remember in the early days when he just became a runner, and I was running a lot then too, and it was pretty cool to be in front of John the Donker at the races, the local races. I can't keep up with this guy now. He's literally miles ahead of me now, and
Wow.
and what he does, I mean, he's amazing. He's doing ultra marathons, so
Really?
he's a very, very, very good guy to have on our team, and they're in it for the next 5 years. TBK has committed to take us to the 30th anniversary, so we're very grateful.
Yeah, that's very special indeed. Congratulations on that. You can't do better than another 5-year commitment. That's kudos to you guys for earning that. Now, speaking of ultra marathons, little miss thing right there. Witty has a 50-miler coming up this weekend. Is that Hennepin?
Right?
Yeah, seemed like a really good idea like 10 months ago. Like, oh, this will be fine. Now I'm like, oh gosh, this is not going to be fine. It'll be fine. Maybe. I don't know. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
I'm running with my friend Val, and she will get anyone to the finish line. So we'll just be, one foot in front of the other, 1 minute at a time, 1 mile at a time. So yeah, weather looks pretty good. I wish it was a little bit cooler, but I have a few friends running their first ultras this weekend. Hennepin's a great race. The race director is amazing. She's super friendly, welcomes everyone, very similar, like, I guess, values as us. But yeah, the aid stations are amazing too. So.
Oh, and look here. Christine Rodriguez, so proud of you. Yeah, my money's on you, Witty. I have no doubt you're going to cross that finish line. We had another person at the race on Saturday morning who, she ran the half on Sunday to prepare. That was a training run for Hennepin, but her son volunteered for the 1 mile, and then he had some schoolwork to do. So Kelly Lyons showed up in her son's place. Instead of just bailing as a family, she said, no, you study and I'll come do the work. And she was a delight. So high five to Kelly Lyons out there. She was great. And you got another one, Stephanie Pendergrass, also doing the 50. So perhaps you can all get together and I don't know, have a hug before it starts. So 1 mile was fantastic. I love the 1 mile distance because it's non-terrifying. Some people will still be, intimidated by that, but I think 1 mile is I know 1 mile is definitely something almost everybody can do. And I feel like there was a bunch of first timers out there and people that just needed a comfy place and they wanted to be a part of race weekend. And they were a heck of a lot of fun, don't you think?
One mile is always a nice intro to the weekend, is our first race of the weekend. And, we have a lot of people that do the Rudy's Mile on Saturday and then one of the events on Sunday. And we call it the combination because Rudy's is a local Mexican restaurant chain. So like when you go into a Mexican restaurant and you order the combination plate, you can do that with us. You get you sign up for the combo, you get the Rudy's Mile on Saturday and then your choice of whatever on the menu for Sunday, and that's the Rudy's combination.
So let me ask you this, and I should have known this, but I don't. Did you have an official challenge? Was there a challenge medal for people who did more than one race? No. Okay.
No, we don't. We don't. We have something close to that, and it really applies to the locals, where it's the Quad City Challenge. If you run the Firecracker on July 4th, the Freedom Run in August, and then any race in September under the Quad Cities umbrella, you qualify for a really neat coaster, and it's unique. It's always different shape, different design every year, and it's free, and you'll get that in December. By the way, for those that are wondering, you'll get that in December at our open house here at the Quad City Running Club headquarters.
Very nice. It's a lot of incentive to just continue to be a part of your race organization.
Yeah. Well, and another incentive, I mean, we have race directors that participate in our race, not just locals, but others. And a dear friend of ours is Jan Seeley, the race director of the Illinois Marathon. And she comes and runs our race. And she put it out there to us this Saturday during the expo is, let's talk about some kind of a connection where it's the I-74 challenge or something. So you do her marathon in the spring, you do ours in the fall, and maybe there's a fancy medal for doing both events, whether you do the half year or the full there or the 5K there and whatever. As long as you participate in both events, you see that all the time. I think Kansas City and Des Moines has something similar to that. And so I think we should look into that.
I definitely think you should. And that's another thing I see around the country, and it works big time. So folks watching this, use your comment section right now and tell Joe and Witty if you would participate in the I-74 challenge. You'd go run in Illinois and then come run in Illinois. So that would be a lot of fun. Okay. Oh, yeah. We're already, here it comes. A collab with Illinois would be awesome. Oh my God, this is
that's Phil Schaefer. He doesn't count. We know Phil.
Right, well, we know Jema, our national anthem singer.
I'm just teasing, Phil. I love you, man.
Hey, one of the best moments of the weekend is I met Jema and her beautiful daughter Natalia, and I asked Natalia. I said, "Is your mom going to do a good job singing?" She goes, "Maybe." She's like, "It depends if she was singing all night before." And I said, "Well, were you singing all night before?" And Jema said, "Yeah." And her daughter was like, it's crapshoot, basically. But she did a great job. She had a beautiful voice, and she was so delightful. She brought me a hot tea and she's just a wonderful piece of that Quad City pie. So loved her. So you're getting a lot of yeses on that challenge.
Oh, yeah. Cool.
All right. Totally right. Keep it coming, folks.
You mentioned Jema. I'd like to just put a plug in here. Well, for volunteers, and I know you were going to lead up to that. I'm sure. Ask us about that. But man, we are so blessed that we have an awesome committee, and Jema is one example. She's one example. She's on the committee. The volunteers that we have. Many of them, they do more than they're asked to do. They're there from sun up to sundown, multiple days. And
I know I had like 3 or 4 friends who were running like the half or the full. They were with me all day on Saturday. Then they came back after they ran. They were like picking up tables. And I was like, go to Crawford and have a beer. Like, it's fine. So
I just made a new best friend, Tom Dyer.
Oh, yeah.
He's on tonight. I saw his name.
Oh,
but, you know, you just meet people, not just during the run, but helping us out. Complete strangers that just come out of nowhere and get involved because they love it. And it's a beautiful thing. I really appreciate all of the.
Well, in regards, I mean, that kind of stems from the top. Like you're not above anything. I mean, you're like
I'm short.
Yes, you're very short. I mean, he's picking up zip ties all the time. He's, he wants everything to be great for the weekend. So it's kind of easy to just get on board and be like, yeah, sure. I'll just go, move these 85 tables. Not a problem. Or sure. Yeah. I mean, so I think that, he's not just sitting around eating, bonbons.
in my office.
Right. Feet up.
Hey, you know what? There are some places where the leadership of the race organization is sitting in the VIP tent all morning, eating and chit-chatting, and they barely look at the finish line. And I just think, what in the God's earth what are you doing? This is what we work for, to witness the triumph. Every person who crosses the finish line has that story, has that moment, and to turn your back on it for even a second just boggles my mind. And I'm the kicker and screamer. I work with Rudy Novotny. He's one of the greatest announcers on planet Earth, my favorite. And we work together. And sometimes he's like, "Why don't you go take a break or go get a drink?" I'm like, "No, I won't leave." And he's like, "Really? You won't go get a drink?" And I don't want to be taken apart, but to see you out there, both of you enthusiastically high-fiving, hugging. I normally spend a lot of time in the finish line shoot, but you guys were there. I didn't need to be there. I was happy in my tower, and it was a blessing to watch you guys be such an integral, happy, passionate role in your own race weekend. Really, really special.
Yeah, I kind of told people, I was like, I'm not leaving the finish line. Yeah, I'm just going to be there hugging all of my, people that I've been running with for the last, 4 months, whatever. And yeah, just ugly crying and sweaty and yeah.
Butch.
We love you. Ugly cry. All right. So we're still on Saturday, and the kids event was really great. The Happy Joe's Kids Micro Marathon. And there was a couple of things I really enjoyed about it. I thought Christelle with Happy Joe, she's the daughter of the founder. She's got a great passion for children and community and kids with special needs. Kate, who sang the anthem, did an extraordinary job. She really knocked it out of the park. But they brought Happy Joe's dancers, and I thought that was a real win, because kids want to dance, but sometimes they just need a little encouragement. They need the adults to get into it. And because you had grown-up dancers there and the dog, the kids were willing to come out and dance. I walked up, usually it's my job pulling people out, and I didn't have to do that. And then the dog, whoever was in the dog mascot outfit, was doing such a good job. And I go to some all the dads had beards. It was a very bearded dad event. So I don't know, not sure what's going on over there, but all the dads had beard. And I asked one of them, I said, who do you think's in that dog? Do you think it's a man or a woman? He's like, I think it's a guy. And I thought maybe it was an older woman. We had a big debate over that, but very fun and funny. When I brought the dads out in the middle of the dance floor for the daddy dance party, I think they looked like, oh God, I hate this woman. But then they danced with their kids. And then the mommies had the dance party, and it was well organized. Tabitha, high five to her, and everyone who took part in that. You had a lot of special little things going on that made it great.
Yeah, it's I know this was the first year my kids missed it. I was kind of sad, but they had a flag football game, and they're like 20% of the team, and so I couldn't pull both of them. My brother is their coach, and my nephew's on the team, and he'd be like really mad if they had to forfeit or something. But yeah, it's a really fun event, and you want the kids to start early and be excited about races and having fun and community events. So I think it's really fun.
Well, you hit it out of the park. It was fantastic. I really enjoyed it. Lots of laughs at the kids event. And if you're part of the community and you didn't bring your kids, next time, don't let another year pass without it. Expo was fantastic, well-rounded. You had a bunch of great booths. I thought the opportunity to take your picture high-fiving Joe at the step and repeat was fantastic, very popular. Speaker series was well organized. And then the therapy dogs was a highlight. That was great, where you could just go sit on the ground and cuddle with some pups.
Yeah, that's definitely probably one of our more popular booths for sure. I always say I want to plan an expo that I would want to attend. So I feel like you'll see a lot of things that I like there. There was a happy hour, there was dogs, there was massage. It's like all the things that I like.
A dispensary sponsor.
I live in Iowa. Come on.
Okay. So listen. Oh, listen to me. Listen. The dispensary had brownie somewhere, but in my notes it was like, they're
Not
nothing
medicated.
Not medicated. That's right.
Yeah.
Would have liked a brownie.
Mhm.
Got none of
That's
that.
that was in our post-race party. Yeah, they hand out brownies, which is just kind of, funny.
Yeah,
But Fitz, you asked earlier, what's changed in the last 25 years? These are the things that have changed. These are the additions, the improvements that have happened over the years. And there's many more that we haven't talked about, but there's just a lot of good things, over the years, progress, the evolution of the race. It's going the right direction, and I'm very proud of that. Tattoos next year.
I did try to get a tattoo artist. Joe's brother is a tattoo artist, and I was going to try and get him to do tattoos at the expo.
Real tattoos?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm still actually going to talk to him to see if he'll do a fundraiser for our Shoes for Kids program. And you'll get to be able to choose from like 8 tattoos, and like proceeds go to, our Shoes for Kids program. So it'd be like, 13.1, 26.2, the little runner, little wings. I don't know, maybe like a simple bridge, like our logo or something. So yeah, I have to connect with him still.
You got to go branded. If you're going to give out free tattoos, you got to have your brand on it.
Oh, no, they're going to pay for them. They have to pay for them.
Okay.
No, we should do something where if they get the marathon tattoo on their body, they run the race for free the rest of their life.
No, that's what the River Bandits did. They got into games.
Oh, okay. All right.
Cut that.
Hey, listen, you have such good participation here. Everyone's liking. Look at that. Everyone's up for it. Hey, athletes, use the comment section to tell us which races you participated in this weekend. I want to know, did you do the 5K, the half, the full? Let us know what you already did. Okay, so let's wrap up Saturday. Is there anything else you want to reference on Saturday before we move on?
No,
I don't think so.
That covers everything. We're ready for Sunday.
Ready for Sunday. Okay, so let's kick off Sunday with a little video about Sunday. Are you ready? Here we go.
Yeah.
Let's do it again this weekend. This weekend? Want to do it again?
No. Give us a year.
All right. I really want to. I want to come back. You know what? I really fell in love with all of your athletes. What a bunch of happy souls. They came out. They're such gamers. Just delightful in the morning. It's hard sometimes to be delightful in the morning, but they showed up ready to go, and it's just a lot of fun.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like everyone's energy. Yeah. Like when we get there a little bit earlier than everyone else, doing, setup and stuff. But it's when like people start like showing up is like, oh yeah, like it's happening. Like we're getting excited.
It's on.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the weather was perfect. I mean, it was PR weather.
Oh yeah. So many PRs. Like I think I just posted today about like, who PR'd, and like the amount of people that PR'd this race was crazy. A lot of first timers, and then like a lot of people like crushing it the girl I posted about today, Emily, she was in our training group. She had a PR by like over an hour for her full. I mean, that's crazy. I mean, my other friend did like 30-minute PR. So yeah, the weather was super helpful for sure.
That is big time. Okay. I gotta show you something. I should have been a little more organized about this, and I'm sorry I was not, but it has to be shown because
we're not really organized. We're not really organized either.
Okay.
We're done with the organization.
Yeah, it's coming.
We're taking
a break. Go on my phone.
A week.
This is
every single week of the year, and look at you. You won the weird award.
Oh, the spine.
Spinal column. The cord, the consistency of an overripe banana. We protect the spinal column. We do not hang upside down without holding on, right? Outstanding chiropractor on the go. And there's the coccyx, the tailbone.
Oh, that's so weird.
The craziest thing you've ever seen. That was crazy. For me to pick up my phone from my tower and record them, I was like, that's the craziest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, and the interesting thing is, coincidentally, there's 26 vertebrae.
Yes.
So 26 miles. How convenient.
Absolutely bonker.
Yeah, they do that every year. Palmer College, our sponsor, does that every year. Yeah.
So I wonder where they store it. Like, do they just put the vertebrae?
You should see us transport it. Like it's in a U-Haul. We have to transport it in a U-Haul.
Yeah.
It's not real easy, but it's so fun.
That is so hilarious. I mean, that might have been my favorite part of the weekend right there, just because it had the mega silly factor. And then so they lined up for the start of the full half and relay, and then they go as a unit down like a block, and then they came back and finished, and then they lined up with the 5K again, and then they went out a block and came back. So what a show.
My timers were like, next time don't put chips on them, chips on their pips.
Yeah. Because they all won their division.
Yeah, they all won their division.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Well, I guess maybe their vertebrae qualifies as a bib. They don't need to wear a bib, perhaps. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Something like that.
It was great. Ah, that's nice. Thank you, Kathy. Hey, missing from the show tonight is Creigh, my co-announcer, who's one of the nicest guys on earth, and he had some family issues going on, and he really just needed to pay attention to his family this evening. So, Creigh, if you're watching, we wish you were here. We miss you, and it was wonderful working with you this weekend. Thought I'd mention that. So we had some competition, some stiff competition. You had a bunch of elites come in. Tell us about your elite field, because I think we run in the world of the regular people, but you had a significant amount of really talented athletes competing.
We did, and as usual, we have some Europeans, we have some Ethiopians, some Kenyans. I think the Kenyans dominated again. I was really rooting for Harut, our hometown. Well, she's not
hometown.
No, but
she's won it like 6 times.
She's our favorite, the hometown favorite.
You can't say that.
You can't?
Oh.
Well, she's my favorite then.
Okay.
Yeah. But she's just a sweet little young lady.
Yeah. So sweet.
She's won it 6 times. She's ran it more than that. Mm-hmm. So how can you not get attached to her? And I wished her the best just before the start. And I think she finished third overall.
I think, yeah, she got there.
Yeah, but she's really cool. And no, we're blessed. We have a great field. Ian Frank does a top-notch job, and it's a beautiful thing to hear these elite runners and their coaches say that their elite runners are treated with dignity, with respect, with professionalism. It's all because of Ian Frank. And
I mean, we treat them like they're our family as well. I mean, once they
Yeah.
get here, you know,
yeah,
they've stayed at your house before.
yeah, not by choice. Things happen, but you just got to take care of them while they're here, and that's what we do. We promise once you're here, we'll take care of you, and we do. So it's pretty cool. But I will say, over the years, and the general public will appreciate that, the regular Janes and Joes, over the years, we've moved from catering to the elite runners who we really appreciate, and they gave us a lot of credibility and merit, by creating some fast times, winning times for the Quad Cities Marathon over the years, that people look at us as, well, that's a legitimate marathon there. It's a Boston qualifier. And so they did that for us. But over the years, it has evolved to where our focus is more on the regular people that are back of the pack, middle of the pack, just regular people that want to go out and do the best they can. And there, and so then you see things like we did this year, where we were able to put a lot of resource into the bling and the swag that everybody got. Yeah.
I'd like to share because it's so pretty. I quite often will grab a souvenir, and I did.
Oh, that's big. Yeah.
Nice, right? You guys did not cheap out.
That's a
on
good
the
medal.
Really nice.
That's nice.
I'm wear it. This is gonna be me. You know how some people say, "Oh, I won't wear the race shirt unless I've already run the race or whatever." I am so obnoxious. I'm wearing the shirt, which I did not run. I announced, so that counts. I'm just gonna wear the medal this week and see what people say.
Yeah.
The gloves. Wait, where you at?
Yeah. We're under a frost advisory here, so I'm expecting a lot of like glove pictures tomorrow on our Instagram story, and yeah.
Those gloves were really, really nice. So in Tulsa at the Route 66 marathon last year, it's Williams. Is it Williams 66 or Williams is the energy company? They sponsored gloves, but they're not
I don't know.
quality. They're not the same quality, but they were passing them out all over the place. And I just thought, these gloves, if you were passing out them all over the place, I would have taken 10 pairs because they're so nice. You really did your athletes right with the gear. The swag was top notch.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, good stuff. Okay, so we've gone through the elites. Now, did the half marathon champion on the women's side, did she break the course record?
No.
Marathon did.
The marathon did,
female.
but she's the only one.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. And it's an event record, not a course record, because we changed the course.
Okay.
So that was a real good suggestion. And our friend Creigh Kelly really suggested that we focus on that. And Ian was already a step ahead, but it's cool to see people like yourself and Creigh Kelly that travel all over, and you're familiar with all the races and the big races and how they do things. And to hear you say that we're doing it right, that's pretty cool. We just love that.
No, you're doing it right. And if anyone's looking for a fantastic race, and especially our 50 staters, this is a wonderful choice. And do you get credit for Iowa and Illinois if you're 50 staters, if you do Quad City?
Just Illinois, because the start and finish are in Illinois.
Okay. All right.
I mean, that's what I say, but like, I just say follow your heart, whatever you want to get credit for, then that's fine too.
Yeah. And you know what?
Yeah.
Lovely town. The bridge itself is beautiful. I mean, I think you and Witty went over the bridge about 12 times together.
Yeah, like made a wrong turn. And I was like, oh, we're going back over it. Here we are. Like, oh, yeah. I'm sure she's like, are you from here? Like, Yeah.
No, it was great, but the cornfields in Iowa, for real, corn everywhere. I got to take a tour of the John Deere, one of the John Deere factories, which was very impressive. I mean, this is one of those iconic American companies, and it was a real privilege to step inside and take a look around. And the fact that their factory workers and their administration came out and had so many teams in the relay. Let's talk about the relay. How many teams did we have? Like 100?
Yeah, we had almost 100.
Yeah.
And about 25 of them were John Deere teams. So it's so cool that John Deere is the world headquarters, has the world headquarters here in Moline, but they're a sponsor again. They brought a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of support, a lot of resources, a lot of banners.
Mm-hmm.
It's so cool for our 25th anniversary to have them back. So we're very grateful.
Yeah,
and you wearing that hat, that's cool.
Oh, just so you know, I'm never taking this hat off. So I live in very rural Alachua County, Florida. And yeah, people will be jealous. They will be super jealous. They gave me this one I bought, but they gave me a pink hat and then they gave me a jacket, which was so nice. It was so lovely. They treated me like royalty and I have no idea why, but they couldn't have been any kinder. But yeah, I am not taking this hat off. I love the colors, but yeah, people are going to be real jealous to see my John Deere gear here. So yay. Some women are all about Coach. I think the tractors are sexy. Yeah. So the relay teams, John Deere, but then all sorts of fantastic groups. And what a wonderful way to be able to participate in your very big marathon. 26.2 miles may not be for you right now, but perhaps you can do 3 miles. And I think that was the shortest distance of the relay was 3, and the largest was about 6.5. And, you know, you mix and match people of different abilities and boom, you get to be an athlete in Quad Cities. And they met down the road, most of the groups, and ran through together. And many of them already had beer in their hand as they crossed the finish line. We don't have any rules against that.
Nope.
No, our relay is so fun. Well, first of all, MetroLink provides shuttles, which a lot of relays, it's like, yep, figure it out. So they provide transportation to all the athletes, which is amazing. Rides back, and then the whole gathering at the end so you can run in together. I mean, I think that it's a lot more meaningful than running by yourself. I mean, you already ran by yourself. Like, let's at least finish together. So, our relay is great. It's a great, if you're just beyond a 5K night, maybe not quite ready for a half, it's a great stepping stone for sure.
Yeah. And then we had spotters, 2 of your volunteers, John and Susie, who came up on the tower with me, and they were scoping out the relay team so I could get their names right. And so thank you, John and Susie. I really appreciate your effort. And then the names are great. They were very clever and fun and funny, and they made me laugh. So high five to all the sarcastic runners out there, because I did a good job picking team names. So our final finishers, because we're kind of bouncing through. I mean, kudos to almost everybody for happy faces at the finish line. One of the photographers grabbed me and said, "We're having far better finish line photos this year than ever before." They were just such a happy group, and they put their hands up and they smile big. So that means a lot to me when they celebrate their accomplishments. But at the end of the race, our final 20-something finishers got the tunnel of love. So everyone who was left there, and there was a lot of people still waiting for the final finishers, gathered and created a little tunnel, and that was super sweet.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, because when you're the last person or towards the back like that, you're expecting to finish and nobody be there for you. And we don't do that here. We wait for the very last person. We give them that tunnel of love. The clock is still running. We have some refreshments for them still. The finisher's medal. We want to high five them at the finish. They deserve that just like everybody else up front. So I think that kind of separates us. one of the reasons that separates us with so many other events is we care about everyone and we put ourselves in their positions. Um, we got fast people and then you got slow people like Witty. I'm just kidding.
I am slow, and that's fine.
I'm just kidding.
It's called party pace.
Okay. No, we care about everyone, and it shows. I think it shows. We did that. Yeah. And it's not just at the finish. Out on the course, our volunteers, our committee people work so hard for this one day, and we stress we got to show that Midwest charm and that appreciation that they chose our event over another event, same weekend, same month. They could have done it somewhere else, and here they are with us.
Yeah, that's a really important thing to recognize is that there are choices. And when someone chooses you, it's a very big deal, especially when they choose you and they have to put in so much work to prepare for your event. And right, it's really the hard part is rarely race day. The hard part is getting up at 4:30 a.m. before work to log 8 miles or 17 miles and eat in a certain way and going to bed early and maybe missing out on a few things because they're contradictory to your athletic performance coming up. And so you're right. It's a big sign of respect and trust. And yeah, I think you've done it all justice, all of that respect and energy they've put in. Athletes watching, tell us what your favorite part of this weekend was. So whatever it may be, just throw it out there. The thing that made you happiest. We want to know, and maybe we'll be able to duplicate that next year. What was your favorite part, Witty?
Let's see here. Probably, seeing like all my friends cross the finish line for sure. My sister did her second half and she got a PR, so that was great. My friend Julie, who had like crazy knee surgery a year ago and was like on crutches, and she it's like her, to see her come back and start running again. I think all my friends finishing. I've been spending a lot of time with like all these people, so I think me being able to be there, they put in all that time and effort. I'm putting in time and effort for their event, and I want it to be amazing for them. So I think that's probably, I don't know. And then I get to hang out with this guy, which is kind of fun too. So
it's a great privilege. What about you, Joe? What was your favorite part?
I enjoy the finish line. I like to see tears of happiness when people cross the finish line. And for some, and I say this all the time, for some people, it's their first marathon. For some, it could be the last marathon. They know it. They know this is it. And there they are at the finish line again. That kind of moves me too, and it motivates me. And I forget how tired I am on race day, being at the finish line, because they just keep on coming. And I feel terrible when I zip out to go get a beer or something to drink real quick and come back. I might have missed 20, 30 people in that little moment, and I feel bad. But I feel like, well, I'll make it up to them next year. What are the chances I'll miss them again? But that's my highlight is doing that. I also like the fact that I remind myself, why are we doing this? We don't put on a marathon just to have a marathon or the events. We're doing something good with our beneficiary, with our proceeds to our beneficiaries, and that is that's the kids. Outfitting kids with new shoes and the proceeds, the money that goes to the prostate cancer initiative. And, we chose that not because we knew somebody that was going through prostate cancer years ago, but all of a sudden we do this, we choose that as our beneficiary. And I swear since then, I've met so many gentlemen that have been afflicted with this disease, and it makes me feel good that we're doing something for them with the marathon.
So
that's a long answer, I know.
No, this is your show, Joe. So you give those long answers, but one of the things I really appreciated is that the prostate cancer group organization was offering free PSA checks. And, a lot of men don't know it's just a little blood draw. It's not there. Nobody has to touch your prostate, right? It's a blood draw.
Yeah.
But, and I've been the recipient of, squeaky wheels and fundraising. So, I did breast cancer a few years ago, and the reason breast cancer is so highly curable, it's 94% of all cases are curable. It's because of the squeaky wheels of the people said, hey, this is important to me. We're sick of losing mothers and wives and daughters. And so let's raise some money and let's raise some awareness and get people to take this seriously. And they do, and we do. And because of that, I got to live. And so you keep going with that prostate effort because you are saving lives, whether people are just getting the PSA and finding out early, or the money is going to raise funds. But yeah, those squeaky wheels and those dollars go a long way. So thank you. Thank you. We have a lot of favorites here. So I met Phil. This was his first marathon. He and Amy and Beth, and I think his other pal was Leslie. They were doing their first marathon. Actually, I think he did the half, and then he went and pulled the dinosaur skier in like mile 20, 24 or something. That's right. He did the half. So that was very cool. And then they told me they would take me water skiing, which I would have loved, but I had to get on the plane. So maybe next year, go find Phil and ask him to take me water skiing. New course is a big favorite. The Bridges, best pace group. This is great. The pacers that sing and talk and laugh the whole way. That is really helpful when you're sucking wind to have someone entertain you. Huge crowd, huge hugs. Yeah, what you do is very meaningful down there. My favorite part of race weekend, there's so much, but I love the start line. The start line is the only time during race weekend where we're all together. And to me, I love the roar of the crowd. I love when people can lose it as a unit. And I find people are far more willing to be silly or be loud or let loose when they're hidden amongst thousands of other people. And so I enjoy the start line. And then beyond the finishers, I love seeing our finish line volunteers and our workers having fun, cutting loose. We had so much dancing, and, people were just silly and happy. And it's nice to be in a place where people are having a good time, right?
For sure. And I was going to say, like, another thing, even though I didn't go out there this year, I went out to the struggle bus last year, which, everyone hits the struggle bus. So, Fleet Feet spearheads this as well, because we want to support our runners. And even if you just need someone to run with you for a mile, well, then there's someone out there. So a lot of people who either do the 5K or the half, then go out to the struggle bus for those doing the full. And their setup was like an ultra. I saw a picture of it, and it was like they had shots, they had candy, they had like anything you needed, soda. So it was more of like an ultra aid station versus just water or Gatorade or something like that. But they were having a good time, and that's what those people need, especially towards the end when you have another 5 miles to go, and it's kind of lonely out there for sure. So that was amazing, and I saw some really nice pictures, and so I know all the runners really appreciated that, and I appreciate that as well. Like, trying to improve our event, and that would have been a really big miss on our part for sure.
Yeah, it was outstanding. Absolutely outstanding from start to finish. I think according to the comments, everyone went home feeling great, having had a lot of fun, loved their swag, made some friends, had some hugs. When do you all open registration for next year? Ish.
I know, like, probably in like the next, so previously we've opened on race day for next year. But we just want to work out some tweaks with registration, make sure we have everything lined up in regards. I forgot to add a question on the relay, and then I had to like email everyone like an idiot. And I was like, oh, hey, by the way, I need to know your division. So I just want to like meet. We need to like kind of debrief on things, see what worked, what didn't work. So I would say, I don't know, maybe like,
the end of the month.
Maybe end of the month. Yeah. Maybe like Halloween. I don't know.
Okay.
I better get started on some of that.
Coming soon.
And Fitz, and if I could add, we take this serious, this event, and to the point where we welcome constructive criticism. I mean, by no means was it a perfect marathon. There's still things that need to be fixed. And with this new course that most people like, that I heard, there's some things that we can do better, that we will do better. Let's just say if we did the same exact course that we did this year, we already have ideas on how to improve it, where to improve it. There's so many things. And one example is this, and that's not a negative. Well, I was concerned at the finish line. I have a habit of asking people, how did it go? And on at least a few occasions, one suggestion was more porta potties. And I think they were just misplaced. It was a new company that we had. The person that placed them out there, I think, could have done a better job. Therefore, some of our participants didn't have that resource that they needed at that time. There's going to be a lot of improvements, and I just ask everyone to submit ideas, and we'll take them seriously.
Yeah, I think people don't realize they're like, yeah, everything was perfect, and then in our mind we're like, oh geez, like we forgot to do this, or I mean, no one sees that, but obviously we want our event to be perfect, and that's why we work so hard on it. And so I think it's just, I don't know. There's just always things that we always want to improve, always.
If you think this was good, next year's better.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Well, listen, congratulations to you both, to you, your board of directors, your race committee, all of your volunteers, all your operations professionals that get hired for race weekend. You put an extraordinary event on, and everybody should really be proud. It was a team effort, and it certainly showed. Congratulations to all of our athletes, whether it was your first race or your first distance or, your last. Hopefully it's not the last. We don't accept last, do we?
No. You can always walk a mile. Come on now. Or volunteer. If it is going to be your last, I will, for whatever reason, will then come out and volunteer then.
Yeah, there's always a spot for you. Big thanks to TBK Bank, Mel Foster Co., Palmer Chiropractic, Rudy's, Happy Joe's. You've got so many wonderful partners, a bunch we didn't even name, but it was a blessing to be a part of your weekend. Thank you for having me. I had a wonderful time.
Thank you, Fitz. We enjoyed having you. We really did.
Yeah, thank you. It was great fun. So, folks, if you haven't done so yet, follow them on Facebook. Go to QC Marathon on Instagram. Click follow, and then you'll be updated on those regular posts, especially when they say we're ready to register you, so you can be one of the first. If you haven't done so already, follow me at Fitzness. I love to support my runners and see what you're up to. And is there anything you'd like to add, Mr. Moreno?
Yes, one thing, and that is on October 10th, we're going to be guest bartenders at one of our sponsors, Crawford Brew Works, and we would really appreciate it if all of you folks would come out, have a beer or two or a refreshment, and all the tips are going to our beneficiary, the Shoes for Kids program. So we were able to outfit hundreds and hundreds of kids with brand new pair of running shoes this year. And we can do even more if you'll come out and support us at Crawford Brew Works on Monday, October 10th.
Yep, 10:10.
Yep, 10:10 from 6 to 8 p.m. There it is. And it's going to be awesome. So, Fitz, thank you so much. Thank you for the love, the enthusiasm, the professionalism, the fun that you brought.
It was a great gift. I had so much fun, and thrilled to be a part. It was my honor. Thank you. Go to sleep, Joe Moreno. Go to sleep, Witty. Everybody else, you do whatever you want to do. We will miss you. We love you, and we'll see you next year. Bye, team. Say bye.